What's going on, family? It's David here with Light Power. Shine so someone can see you. Yes, you can shine too. And in this video, we're going straight to it. We're talking about why the African church or why the black church is disappointing us, or why is the church not causing us to grow spiritually. I'm not actually sure what the title of this video is going to be. As you can see, it probably differs. But in this video, we want to be talking about what is causing people to leave church, and also what are some solutions that you can apply to your own life, for your own family, and for your own soul, in the sense that you could be more connected to God in your own essence, in your own relationship. So before we get started, right, I just want to start from a foundational point where if you don't go to the church I went to when I was growing up, or if you don't have an early memory of your last church experience, I just want to break it down so that we can all be on the same page as we progress in this conversation. So first things first, we have to understand that looking at the recorded history, we can see a time frame throughout which black people were oppressed. Okay, we can just classify this as slavery. Most people don't really go into the details because they don't plan on learning about themselves, which is the cause of all of this. But so let's go like this. Here we are in the world, right? We have everything that we need as a people, and the church is actually the essence of God in action, right? Because we're all God's children. So if we were all in the same, under the same mindset, that would be the perfect place to be, right? But the only thing about this is our normal way of understanding life, because we've already been givers. We're already built like this. But what's going on right now is that we have married the concept of God in another person's understanding. And this person is the Caucasian enslaver, or the person of, I don't want to put any names on because this is a lot of research you have to do. There's nobody you can put blame on for this. This is a group of people. So for the most part, to make it clear so that we can continue the conversation, we see the enslavement, but we don't see how the enslavement has wrapped itself around our arms, our legs, and we're trying to move around with the problem that we just started with. So to make this more clear, what I am sharing with you is that our perspective of God has been given to us, and our perspective of God is that through Jesus. And I'm not trying to say that Jesus is not real, but you have to understand why they chose Jesus. That's going to give you more of a spiritual clarity of who you are for yourself. You keep going to church, looking for this sense of who am I, that self-satisfaction of I know my truth. And I feel that because most pastors or whatever label you want to use for these guys, I don't know what it is, but without the clarity of thought or the clarity of sight, you don't know what you're talking about based on what you're looking at, because you don't know how you're supposed to be reading it based on, you think that God actually wrote this. You know what I'm saying? But we're talking about the English language, which derives from previous languages, and each word has its root and its origin from another language. But all of these words are not African, and none of the words have nothing to do with African people. It has to do with the understanding of, it's almost like trafficking thought, like understanding how thought moves into the mindset of an African person. This has now been designed so that they all move this way. So without understanding the Bible for yourself, you're only going to be at the mercy of whoever is asking for that Titan offering. And so let's get to why people are leaving church, right? Well, if we're supposed to become the church to get closer to God, first we have to understand, why are we not close already? Why are we so far away? And why does it seem like we're not next to God, or we're not with God, and we have to feel to get closer? That's a question. Like, what do you mean, come and get closer to God? Oh, come and see the face of God, when they're promoting. What do you mean by that? Because if I was going to come there to see God's face, then that means God would have to be a man, and he would only have to be where you say he is. That's propagation. That's monetization. That's marketing. But that's not truth. Okay? The truth of the matter is God is consciousness, meaning God is the existence of the observation of all things. So no matter where you're starting, if there's life present, God's present. So for me to feel so disconnected that I must go to a particular place is just mental stigma. It's a mental virus that causes people to think that God is not where they are, so they must go to wherever God is, but not realizing God is within. So people are leaving because they're not finding no spiritual satisfaction. they're not finding that growth. They're not finding that attainment of my knowledge of myself. They're not finding that. On top of all of that, they are witnessing a lot of, it's like this. You might enjoy a bus ride to the mountains. You're going to have a great time at the mountains, right? But if somebody get on that bus and they stepped in dog poop on their way onto the bus, you're going to smell the dog poop on the bus. You might not know who it is, you might not get, a clear answer which shoe it is, but there's something about this bus and the smell on the air that I'm not really vibing with, So these signals are like glimpses where, the soul is finding discomfort. So we're looking for a physical thing to place the essence of discomfort on so we can know and identify it, and then so we can move away from it. And then this is where we find people just, going from church to another church hopping. But the thing about it is, none of these people are actually preaching the truth because they're not able to speak outside of the Caucasian's mindset, let alone have they not realized that everything that they are addicted to has been given to them. Their diet they're addicted to. The false image of God through the perception of a white man they're addicted to, This is an addiction. Like, we get to church, we really love how the choir sings. We get addicted to that feeling that we get. You know what I'm saying? There's so many different types of things going on. So, you might still get on the bus. Oh, I still like this part about it. Oh, I still like that part about it. But the essence of it is we're not learning who we actually are because we're not looking from our own perspective. We are trapped and are encaged into a perspective that is actually made to rule us. And now that the rulers or the oppressors are out of scene, or they're out of the story, we are oppressing ourselves, no problem. As long as we're making money and as long as we have money for our families, and it just comes down to that. You know what I'm saying? But where's the value in that? Like, why do I want to, what is making me want to come there? What am I learning about my own bio originality? Am I learning how I've come literally from the essence of God itself? Like, melanin is in my skin so that I can absorb the frequencies of the sun. The sun being God, G-O-D, or being Jesus, actually being the Egyptian sun god Horus, just actually translating a new story. See, what is happening is, if you're not doing research and if you're not utilizing experiences to help you figure out what it is in your life that's not aligned, you're not on the right page. And it just so happens to be this way because nobody's going to put you on the right page, because for you to be on the wrong page, someone gets paid. So, why people leaving church? Because church is not serving God. Church ain't serving God. Church is serving man. We try to convince ourselves, that we're serving God, but church is serving man because we're actually moving in the construct of a Caucasian, which has only been doing everything else they shouldn't be doing, still killing and destroying, confusing. Like, literally, people don't see God anywhere else outside the book. But where was God before the book? Do you know the first year of a printing press? You know when the first book was ever printed? Do you know who went to jail for this invention? Or who was bribed for this invention? Don't even come into thought. Don't even come to the thought. Don't even care. The Bible's already there. That's the Bible. But nobody even looks into the words. Helios, Biblios, Holy Bible. Sun book, Helios, Biblios. We're not researching. But this is obviously going to be what's happening if we've been told, oh, this is all you need to know, and then that's what you run with. That's just pretty much going to make perfect sense to you. So to continue on in this video, what else can we understand about why people are leaving church? We talked about the shoe issue or the stepping in the poop issue. That could be somebody just being egotistical. Like, oh, the minister was egotistical. He said this to me, that is pretty much the same scenario as someone walking on a bus with a stinky shoe of poop. You don't know where the smell's coming from. It's disturbing you, so you're trying to remedy the issue, right? So people, are putting up that effort to at least seek what it is that's the problem, but they don't know that the solution is the problem. They don't know. Nobody's knowing this because nobody's asking, nobody's seeking, and you will find. Nobody's looking, so they're not gonna find nothing. So I've been looking because I've realized that I'm not gonna allow for this to be in my heart in my family, you know, and my roots for what? I see this, that's coming right out. You know what I'm saying? Like, what do we need weeds in a garden for? Nothing. They're not helping. They just let us know we got to stay active. So, with that being said, people are leaving church because they're not being filled spiritually. Why are they not being filled spiritually? Because the agenda is egotistical. The agenda is egotistical because we've been Caucasianized in our mindset. Everything that we do comes from the perspective of a white man. Even the way that we treat our women comes from the perspective of a white man. So, we don't know who we are. We don't know what we're made of. We don't know how this body interacts with the world and the universe, including the cosmos. We don't understand this. The Bible actually illustrates the beautiful story of Jesus Christ, right? Jesus Christ being the Son of God. Jesus Christ also has 12 disciples, and 12 disciples that all interact with Jesus, and for some reason, they find themselves with him, and then they leave, and then they come back, and then they leave, and then they all die. So, how did this story come about? You know what I'm saying? Why is Jesus the Son of God? You know, you don't ask questions, you're not going to get answers. Well, from my perspective, we're looking at the world in representation in text. We are looking at the world in representation in text. So, although the Bible is already a bounded published book, the essence of it is our universe. The essence of it is our world. God gave us this opportunity to observe this world, and man actually saw what God gave and republished it in text. Jesus Christ is Son of God. 12 signs of the month, 12 zodiac, 12 disciples. You have to do your research because everything's the same thing if you know how to look at it. So the thing is, they're after our mindset. They wanted to capture the mindset so that they can make of us whatever they wanted. And this is what we're reintroducing to our generation. This is what the kids are getting. Are you serious? You got to be joking. You got to be joking, you got to be smoking, or you got to be asleep. And the American dream only goes on while you're asleep too. Look, this is crazy if people are not open to learning for themselves, you know, because I never understood why I was eating meat my entire life until I stopped eating meat. Then I saw why there was a reason not to eat it. I saw there was a reason what my body was actually asking me for. I saw there was a reason why I thought I needed to be eating meat. Because everything comes from thought. So if you're being embedded with how to do certain things in a certain way, you're going to grow and retrain yourself to do that thing even better and better and better than the first day you started. Hence, church. We're very good at propagating the lies now. We're very good at gossip now. We're very good at antagonizing each other. And we're very good at looking for each other's flaws. And we're very good at, like I said, gossip. Like figuring out, oh, this church, oh, this pastor did this. Oh, he's scheming, he's doing this. Oh, he's doing that. But where's the essence of life coming from? That's not essence of life. What is that supposed to make me smile for? Where's my smile going to come from? You know, the smile comes from the soul, okay? And people are not smiling these days because they're not allowed to be themselves. They're not allowed to be themselves because they've already signed on an invisible piece of paper, I'll be what you think I'm supposed to be. Pastor? What? What? I'll be who you think I'm supposed to be. Social media? For what? For what? For what? For what? For the essence of being together? Oh, I wish. For the essence of knowing thyself? Oh, I wish. That shit is not happening. So, these are a couple of reasons why the church is failing. Because it's built on incorrect thinking and ideologies of Caucasian enslavers who have used intellect to brainwash and captivate the mind so that it does not achieve its own potential. This is called handicapping yourself. That's what this is. That's what this is. You want to have an amazing life, but you're worried about the devil? Oh, you have a great imagination. You have a great imagination. And they're actually helping you use it incorrectly. So every time you see a certain situation come up, you have an author of your negativity. What? All things work together. Where'd you miss that? How can the devil do something if God didn't put him on a leash to do it? What are you talking about? So it's just really, 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 really stinky on this bus. So I had to get the fuck off of it. Where y'all going? Where you going? Oh, heaven? Okay. Heaven is a state of mind, accessible and present when you're able to balance both hemispheres of the brain and actually tap into the peace and the presentness of life. Heaven. even. You know what I'm saying? Balanced. How you want it to be. I would be bored if heaven was real and it was actually a bunch of choirs going on all day. Who wants to be in church all day? Who wants to be in church all day? That's not telling me about my soul. That's not telling me about my destiny. That's not telling me about my presence, my presence and my passion. But you could find that from the stories, though. Yes. Yes. But is it going to be authentic to the point where I can now reproduce my own authenticity, both masculinity and femininity in the divine order? Can it allow me to do that? Oh no, it's going to have me brainwashed in a story, thinking that it was this person a couple of million years ago on a boat with animals. Like, what are you telling me? We need to deepen our own conversations with ourselves. You got enough surface level to let somebody tell you some bullshit so you buy it for free? You don't need to have money then. You don't need to have money if you just buy bullshit ass ideas for free. Nobody ever rethought about what they said. You just took it and you just walked. This is why the church is leaving and people are leaving, because when people arrive to a level of intellect or a level of logic ability, I'll say capability, it don't make no sense for me to be there. If we're not straightening it up, like, what are we doing? If we're not doing nothing, I don't see what my purpose is there for. I'd rather be making videos touching those people who are looking to seek themselves. They're actually the ones doing the work. So I'd rather make the videos for people like myself or like these other people who are amazing and brilliant, who are just able to discern the truth and pass it on to the next man, even if it hurts. You know what I'm saying? So this is where we are. This is where we are as a people. We are brainwashed, and we are happily brainwashing ourselves too and making money at it. Great money. And I haven't seen one leader create a business strategy for the generation coming up next. I haven't seen anything aligning the mindset of how to utilize value to the next generation. Haven't seen it. Not from any of the church leaders. I don't know where they're going. But yeah, it's all about how you interact with God on your own. That's pretty much where it's going, unless we could actually become one again. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm not saying that Jesus is not real, because that'd be a lie, because we all believe it. So see, the funny thing about the truth is nobody believes it. The lies, oh, we got those. So it would actually be a lie if I said your lie was not true, because it's true to you. So, like, you have to understand this language. You have to understand the English system. You have to understand the English language. You have to understand these Caucasians. You have to understand how they like to bottle things up. You know what I'm saying? They take things and they bottle them. They fucking bottle in water. They bottle oxygen. Fucking bottle everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, so right now we're being encapsulated in false sense of God through the image of a man, white man named Jesus. That's what it is. That's what it is. Not to me though. I understand God in the fullness from my own potential, from this perspective of consciousness. I understand God as consciousness. So I have more respect for all religions rather than, you know what I'm saying, oh, you're going to hell because you don't worship Jesus. It don't even make no sense. It don't. It don't. It doesn't. It doesn't. So God chose you to hand out the passes. Why he choose you? You sin in too. So, I mean, it's a great story though. It's a great story. It got everybody. No, it's a great story. No, let me not start. I'm not taking nothing away. It's a great story. Great story. The Helios Biblios. It's one of the best books. Got everybody looking for you. Damn. Where you going to find yourself? But either way, this is just a short video. I wanted to make this, drop some thoughts on why people are leaving church and why people are not spiritually fulfilled with church. And this is because we don't know the truth and we don't even want to. So let's start. Let's change things. Let's be in charge of our own future projection by utilizing the truth in our own essence, you know? So, yeah. We're going to have to start having these Bible conversations now. With that being said, this video, we're going to just keep running them. Like, we're going to keep talking about this. We're going to drop all the information that we've come across that's important. Like, I want to know me. Why shouldn't I? You know? I want to be able to smile and be who I am. Why shouldn't I? So we're going to get to it. Thanks for watching this video. If you have any interesting comments, drop them down in the comments below. If you're a hater, comment down below. You will be skipped, by the way. And shine so someone can see you, because it's necessary. We need this light out here, girl. We need this light out here, bro. We need this light. It's getting dark. So shine so someone can see you. Yes, you can shine too. And I'll talk to you again soon. Peace.